Those say no. The ayes have it. Senator Bryan, you're recognized.
I move we consider the committee substitute in lieu of the original bill.
Motion is to consider committee sub in lieu of the original bill. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. The ayes have it. We're on.
I ask the chair to recognize Senator Wiggins.
Senator Wiggins, you're recognized to explain the committee sub.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill simply codifies third and fourth domestic violence. The issue has been that under previous law that multiple offenders were getting off, and this clarifies the language that they can have if they have prior offenses of misdemeanor or felony domestic violence, that the penalty is then increased for a third and then a fourth offense. And also it puts into law a criminal protection order, which is issued by a criminal court and which is valid for 1 year from the date, which is valid for a total of 1 year from the date that it's issued. And Mr. President, I'd ask for adoption on morning roll call if no questions.
Use of morning roll call has been suggested for final passage. Is there any objection? Is there any senator who wishes to be recorded as voting no? Seeing none, please record the rest of the senators voting aye, and the bill is passed. We're now on item number 108.
I ask that the title be read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2629, domestic violence, clarifying when arrest may be made without warrant.
I make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed say no. The ayes have it. Senator Bryan, you recognize.
I ask the chair to recognize Senator Longwitz.
Senator Longwitz, you're recognized to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Chairman, this is also a domestic violence bill. It creates what I believe and hope was an oversight in our law. Right now, in current law, we treat domestic violence differently than we do other offenses. Under current law, we make arrest and officer affidavit mandatory in cases of misdemeanor domestic violence. And there are a lot of good reasons that we do that, and that's the way it should be. But for some reason that no one has been able to explain to me, we do not treat the worst cases like that, felony domestic violence. So when an officer follows procedure and establishes probable cause, there is no requirement that he make an arrest, and there is no requirement that he file an officer affidavit. The problem with this is that if you do not file an officer affidavit, you depend on the victim to submit an affidavit and to file charges. As we know, there are many, many reasons why victims of domestic violence would be afraid to file an affidavit against the person who committed grievous bodily harm against them. By passing this, it will make those prosecutions more likely. It will make them easier. I've had the support of not only victims groups, but every prosecutor that I've visited with about this issue. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. If not, I move final passage using morning roll call.
Senator, we need to adopt the committee sub in lieu of the original bill first. I'm sure you make that motion. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed say no. The ayes have it. Now we're on final passage. Use of the morning roll call has been suggested for final passage. Any objection? Any senator who wishes to be recorded as voting no? Seeing none, please record the rest of the senators voting aye, and the bill is passed.
I go to item 109 and ask that the title be read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2626, domestic violence, revised penalty.
I make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. The ayes have it.
I ask the chair to recognize Senator Longwitz.
Senator Longwitz, you are recognized to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Chairman, this is also a domestic violence bill that I think creates, corrects what is an oversight in the law. The bill, as it's written, only addresses cases of domestic violence, with person-on-person domestic violence. We have this odd situation in the law that's been brought to my attention where the penalty is higher if a person abuses an animal than if they abuse a dog. Than if they abuse a human. So this does not touch any of the animal laws at all. It leaves them all exactly the way they are, and it simply addresses the penalty for domestic violence for person-on-person, and I'm happy to answer any questions on the bill, but I think this is it's an obvious incongruity in the law, and I think this makes the penalty much more appropriate. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. If not,
Senator Norwood, for what purpose do you seek recognition? Okay. Seeing no further questions, Senator moves passes by use of the morning roll call. Is there any objection? Is there any senator who wishes to be recorded as voting no? Seeing none, please record the rest of the Senate as voting aye, and the bill is passed. We're now on item 110. Chairman of Judiciary B passes and asks that it retain its place on the calendar. We're now on item 111. I'm going to recognize Senator Burton. He would like to pass